This graphic behind me pretty much sums up my thoughts. There's something that's terribly gone wrong with the future. Let's send this thing back and let's not waste any time. Hey, Kurt Curtis coming at you from the Full Octane Garage, and today there was some exciting news in the automotive industry. Tesla launched the new CyberTruck. Now, is it exciting news or is it polarizing news? I personally believe it's somewhat polarizing because the model of this truck and the design of this truck, to me, just isn't right. So anyways, here's what we got. Here's the rundown on it. Standard features. It's going to have a ultra hard 30x cold rolled stainless steel structural exterior body. Now I'm really excited about this. This is very similar to the DeLorean, probably from a maintenance standpoint. It looked like it was very durable, so that's a positive in my mind. Another standard feature is they are now going to have autopilot and adaptive air suspension as a standard feature, no longer paying the $2,500 like you had to on the Model S for a while. The other thing is this ultra strong polymer layered glass. It's a Tesla bulletproof glass. Obviously in the launch today, it's not cannonball proof because they did break quite easily. I think that was a little bit of an embarrassment. You think you would have tested that a little bit before you did your presentation. Now, let's get to the price. So, when you look at this truck, Elon Musk says this thing's going to start at $39,000, $39,999, so right at $40,000. Now, what he didn't tell you, he's got up on the screen, this thing's going to do 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. It's going to pull 14,000 pounds. It's going to have a 500-mile range. And then on the splash across the screen is $39,990. Now, $39,999 is a really good price if it did all of that. The problem is it doesn't do all of that. So here's the rundown. You get a single motor rear wheel drive for $39,999. That is going to have a 0 to 60 in, they say, less than 6.5 seconds. Now, if I look at my GMC truck, GMC Denali with a 6.2, I'm doing 0 to 60 in between 5.1 and 5.5. And that truck cost about the same. Now, maybe not the Denali, but you could get a base model GMC that would have the 6.2 in it for around $40,000 quite easily. So, the next thing is, it only has a 250-mile range, nowhere close to the 500-mile range that was splashed up on the launch screen. The other thing is the towing capacity, 7,500 pounds. Now, 7,500 pounds is respectable. But now let's think about the range issues once you start towing 7,500 pounds. So it says it has a 250-mile range, and that's pulling a vehicle that probably weighs in the 3,000, 3,500 pound range with all the metal that vehicle has. We're not talking an aluminum vehicle like the Model S. This is going to be a fairly heavy vehicle. So that's another thing. We didn't hear anything about specs on how much the vehicle weighs. So now you're taking and going 3 times the weight. So it's going to be actually 2 times the weight. So it's 3,500 pounds. So say now you got 7,500 pounds with the vehicle. So it's now 3 times the weight. So you're talking a total weight of close to 10,000 pounds if you include the vehicle. Now, that has got to impact the range significantly. I don't think they have this one licked from a towing capacity. I would not say this is a vehicle you're going to do a lot of towing with. You might be able to hook up your bass boat and carry it down to the water, launch the boat, and come back, but you're not going to be traveling any kind of distance with one of these vehicles. Let's go to the mid-level vehicle. So the mid-level vehicle is going to be a dual motor. Now it's bumping to an all-wheel drive. Now we're talking, because now we're going to get good traction for launching. It's going to be a $49,900 vehicle, so let's call it $50,000. It's going to have a 0 to 60 in 4.5. That is getting more respectable. That's getting in the range of C7, C6 Corvettes. I mean, that's not too bad. That's going to have a range of 300 miles. Very respectable. Towing capacity, 10,000 pounds. Now, 10,000 pounds would be really, really good if you could get some kind of range, but you're not going to get near 300 miles. My personal gut tells me that you're going to get 100 miles range pulling 10,000 pounds, and that's probably generous. Now, I think that's a neat vehicle, but still, you're talking a $50,000 vehicle. I can go get a GMC Denali for $50,000 all day long. I'm going to have a close to 300 mile range on my tank. I'm going to be able to replenish that fuel as I need. I'm going to have 10,000 pound, I believe 10,500 pound towing capacity. So I still think this is a niche vehicle. I don't think this is going to be for the masses, not the mass truck people. So let's go to the next one. The next one's really kind of, I'll call it like the performance vehicle. This is almost like the old GMC Cyclone and Typhoons that had all the horsepower. So this is a tri-motor all-wheel drive. This is going to have a significant jump to $69,900. So let's call it $70,000 for this vehicle. You're buying a $70,000 stainless steel wedge with a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque, a lot of speed, a towing capacity of 14,000 pounds, a range of 500 miles. That's impressive. That is very impressive. 0 to 60, 2.9 seconds. That is just killing it. But you're killing it in a very unusual looking wedge vehicle. I just don't get it. You look at some of the utility of the vehicle, and it's pretty cool. That back is very interesting, how the back hatch lifts up or slides forward. The back of the truck air suspension will drop for you to load into a ramp, so that's going to be very interesting to be able to get some load in the back of the vehicle. The other thing here that they threw on the pricing sheet, and we'll have the pricing sheet up on the website behind us, and they have a $7,000 self-driving option that doesn't even exist yet. You're pre-buying into a $7,000 option that may never exist. It's genius in Elon Musk to be able to basically get money out of people for nothing. Now, I have to say, $100 deposit for the vehicle is very reasonable, fully refundable. Now, you can always count on Tesla, as we've had a deposit on a Tesla Model S in the past. We put the deposit on one night, we come back the next day, change our mind, say we don't want the Tesla. They say, oh, by the way, that $2,500 deposit's ours for the next 30 days. So you're not going to see that money for at least 30 days from the time you put a demand on it. So keep in mind, that's not an immediate refund. Very important to understand. So, thinking about this thing, would I buy one of these? If it had some style like one of the other renderings that came out early, I would probably I would consider being a player, just because the mere fact of $70,000 would I be a player? Probably not. I mean, I just can't imagine me ever buying a $70,000 wedge-shaped pickup truck. I mean, it was literally like somebody took some cardboard panels and wrapped them around, put 4 doors on it. The interior appears, I'll have the interior here up on the website too, or actually behind me, and it looks very bland, very plain. I certainly hope that they make it look a little bit more refined. When you're buying and spending $70,000 on a vehicle, you're looking for some luxury, you're looking for some amenities, you're looking for some really comfort. I just don't see that in this vehicle. Now, some of my opinions may not be very popular to some of those that absolutely love Elon Musk and absolutely love this new vehicle that he launched. So, let me have it. In the comments below, tell me, would you spend $40,000, $50,000, or $70,000 on one of these vehicles? I'd like to understand how you're going to use the vehicle and why you're willing to spend that much money on one of these vehicles. In my mind, this is just insane. I can't believe that he's going to sell any large percentage of these vehicles. I hope that I'm proven incorrect, just for sake of Tesla and Tesla surviving. But Again, I think it's nuts. So we're going to leave you at that. We look forward to some very spirited dialogue from all of you. I want to see who's got deposits on these. I understand on some of the comments and some of the boards that there were, when somebody put a deposit, there was 27,000 pre-registered, and then all of a sudden when they put a second deposit on one, there was like 40,000. So who knows? There may be a ton of people out there willing to pony up the money for this. I hate the fact that it doesn't have any kind of front end that looks stylish. It's just a block of blob stainless steel. If I had one of these vehicles, I would have to go to a sign shop and get a really neat grille printed and applied to the front of the vehicle just to make it look kind of normal. It is a polarizing design. Absolutely is polarizing. There's going to be people that just absolutely think this is the most horrible thing. There's already people out there that think this is a joke. It is not a joke. This is real, guys. This is serious business. Launch of 2021. They expect to have these things rolling out. Now, let's see. Their history of rolling out on time. How well has that been? That has not been good at all. The Model 3, I know that I had friends that had money down on those for a good year after the launch was supposed to have happened. They had money on the base model. They said, no, we're not going to give you that cheap base model. We will only sell you the high-end models first. Then you can get the base models a year or two later. So they're going to cannibalize all of the high-end buyers first. So what's going to happen? My prediction is that they are going to only launch the $70,000 version of this vehicle in the first 3 to 6 months. Then they're going to come in with the lower level versions once they've recouped some of their profit margin, and they don't give anybody the option to get the cheap version until much later in the game. I still think you're nuts for going out and spending $7,000 now on a self-driving system that will most likely be obsolete. The vehicle will most likely be somewhat obsoleted from a technology standpoint when the self-driving really takes full embracement, and I anticipate that to be 5 to 7 years. I don't think it's going to happen that much sooner. I know they have some trials out there and they've got their issues, but I just still think that it's going to be a struggle to get down the road on that. Save your $7,000, invest that $7,000 for the next 4 or 5 years in something aggressive, maybe other than Tesla stock, and then come back and take that $7,000 and invest it back into the self-driving mode with whatever increase they're going to charge for it. So thanks for being with us. I'm going to beg you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to bring you a lot more full octane information. We enjoy you being our viewers, and we want you to come back often. We want you to be notified when we get new videos out there. So again, don't forget to tell your friends, like and subscribe, and we will be back with you for some more full octane fun.